Heart to Heart Catholic Media Ministry, in association with Bellarmine Jesuit Retreat House, presents Eucharistic Encounters, Advent and Christmas reflections on the gift of the Eucharist.
Today's presenter is Tammy Bundy. Tammy is the author of several books, including Lessons from the School of Suffering with Father Jim Willig, and the recent picture book, Lullaby Prayer. Her weekly column has appeared on EWTN Global Catholic Radio. You can follow her on all social media platforms and at tamarabundy.com.
Being raised Protestant, we had once-a-month communion given to us as a tiny square cracker representing the body, and grape juice served to us in individual tiny glasses, symbolizing the blood. This was how I was raised. I loved receiving communion, sharing this tradition with everyone in church, reminding us what Jesus did for us, what he gave for us. It was a lovely symbol and tradition. When I converted to Catholicism 35 years ago, it took me a while to understand the full meaning of the Eucharist. As a symbol, it made sense. It's what I was used to. I appreciated it, even loved it, and was grateful to have it more than once a month. Wasn't that enough? But the concept of transubstantiation was a lot to, swallow. So I did what I usually do with something I don't understand. I gave it my own interpretation, which really was not that different than what I was used to. I told myself over and over it was Jesus' body and blood. It was Jesus' body and blood. But deep down, it still felt like what I had believed growing up. It was a symbol. But as usual, God was inviting me deeper into my faith, even though I foolishly thought I was deep enough. And because he knows me so well, he got through to me with words. As a writer, words are extra important. Each one that I choose in my writing is picked for a reason. I love words, and I'm a little obsessed with them. When one word that I'm used to changes, it gets my attention. This is what happened to me when the response that we say right before communion was changed. Remember the old phrase was, "Lord, I am not worthy to receive you, but only say the word and I shall be healed." I liked that. It felt right. And I could also kind of shove my uncertainty as to whether or not it was a symbol or truly Jesus' body and blood. I was either receiving him or maybe a symbol for him and being healed. Either way, I was comfortable with it. But then it was changed to, "Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word and my soul shall be healed." That bothered me a lot. My roof? That felt weird to say. I like the old "not worthy to receive you" better. I looked it up and found that it is from the gospel when a centurion tells Jesus that he's not worthy to have him come under his roof. So it made sense intellectually, but it just didn't sound as poetic. I know when something is bothering me way more than it should, that what I need to do is to take it to prayer for it to make sense. So I did. When I took it to prayer, it felt like Jesus was explaining it to me with an example I would understand. Through the Eucharist, he would be entering under the roof of my mouth. Literally, entering under the roof of my mouth. Something finally clicked. Through the Eucharist, I was receiving Jesus, truly receiving him under the roof of my mouth. And indeed, I am not worthy. But all I need is for him to say the word, and my soul will be healed each incredible time. Hallelujah. I started to understand. I began to thirst for the Eucharist. If something prevented me from attending Mass and receiving the Eucharist, I would notice, I would feel it like a deep hunger. I needed it. It wasn't a symbol anymore. Jesus gave me another gift of confirmation of this truth shortly after that. While I had come to understand the precious truth of the Eucharist better than before, I had recently become leery of germs. Do I really want to drink from the same cup as everyone else? Can that be at all sanitary? I miss those individual glasses of my youth. So I stopped receiving the blood for a while. Then one day, on my way up the aisle to receive the body, the words came to me as clearly as if spoken by the person beside me. "Take all of me. I almost stopped walking. It was so strong and clear and reaffirming that I knew what I needed to do. Of course, I drank from the chalice. In telling me that, Jesus was graciously giving me the gift of further proof of the power, the truth, the realness of the Eucharist. I still have that same childlike love that I had for communion when I was young, but the beauty, significance, and joy of sharing that Eucharistic meal with everyone there grows deeper for me every time. And that is a truth that is extra easy to swallow.
Let's take 1 minute to think about today's Eucharistic encounter. What in this reflection resonates with your own experience of the Eucharist? What do you want to say to the Lord today? And what might the Lord be saying to you?
Thanks for listening to today's Eucharistic Encounter with Tammy Bundy. Tune in tomorrow for a reflection by Sherry Bowman. We encourage you to invite your family and friends to experience our Advent series by going to htoh.us/Advent. Our series continues through January 1 with a new Father Michael video each Sunday and an audio reflection each weekday by a new presenter.
From all of us here at Heart to Heart, we wish you a blessed Advent season, and may God bless your heart and the hearts of all your loved ones.